How's it going, everyone? So if you follow my Instagram, a couple weeks ago I posted saying that I got a few rescue turtles in, 6 of them to be exact. If you don't follow my Instagram, make sure you go follow it, Shelter Reptiles, because I post there like a whole bunch of news way before it gets to YouTube. So if you want the latest information, go to Shelter Reptiles on Instagram. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. 85% of you stinkers are not subscribed, so make sure you subscribe. Okay. So I got 6 new rescue turtles. I'm going to be showing them to you guys today, here, now. So we're going to come on in right onto the 300-gallon stock tank. The pump is not running at the moment because it's jammed with mulch, but you can see the water's so clear. It was running yesterday, so I just need to clean it out. But we're going to start off this video with the most unusual, like there's always an odd one out. This turtle out of all 6 is the odd one out. So we're going to go ahead and introduce her. Just need to find her. See, we got our Reeves turtle right here. It's a nice Reeves turtle. Alright, let's see where she's at. I know she's buried somewhere. I'm going to dig around for her. No, she's not in the water. She is right here. So this is, they're all females, by the way. A female South American wood turtle, as you can see. Her shell is kind of in rough shape. All of these turtles are in a little bit of rough shape. They were, all 6 of them were being kept together in one like smallish, like see-through plastic bin, like tub. With only a few inches of water. They had like 2 paver bricks on top of each other for like a basking area. I don't know if they had lights. I don't know, what kind of nutrition or anything they got like that. I think they were being fed strictly Reptomen turtle food, which I am not a fan of. I'm a diehard ZooMed person, which not a sponsor, but ZooMed, if you're watching this, hit me up. There's an email listed on this channel for business inquiries, so hit me up. So here she is. I've had a South American wood before. The one I had was missing a foot, but as you can see, this one here has all 4 of them. All of them are actually in decent health. Their shells, like I said, are in rough shape, probably just from climbing on top of each other constantly. But here she is, doing well. Pretty decent sized turtle. And this setup here is perfect for her. All of these turtles will be going outside within a month and a half. It is almost May right now, so the weather is warming up. So within a month to a month and a half, all of these turtles will be living the high life in their outdoor enclosure. So here she is. All these turtles need a little bit of TLC, like I said. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to keeping this turtle. I don't plan on rehoming any of these. Sometimes I do, like sometimes if I see there's a turtle that is posted somewhere and it just desperately needs a home, or like I have some yellow belly sliders that I've had for months that I've not shared on YouTube because the point of getting them was to rehome them myself, and I haven't found anyone that's been worthy of keeping yellow belly sliders. So alright, we're going to come over here now to this 55-gallon tank. This is what housed the one pink belly Sideneck and the pink belly snapper. But I moved them. I had one pink belly in here. And then I put the. Okay, let me start over. I put the pink belly and this pink belly snapper in here in this tank. They're both in the water area. And I actually moved the other pink belly from the 180-gallon stock tank into this tank as well, so I could have more room in there. But alright, we're going to start in this tank. Here we have 3 turtles, 2 of which I've never kept before. As you can see, we're going to start with this girl here. This is a little southern painted turtle. As I said before, all of them are female. I've never had this kind of turtle before. This is a subspecies of the turtles that I have had, like Midland painted turtles or western painted turtles or eastern painted. This is the southern subspecies of painted turtle. As you can see, has that nice stripe down its back. The shell it's kind of deformed, like there's a little, it's kind of bumpy, I don't know if you can tell. It's got some lumps into it, like it kind of dips down right here. It's a little bumpier right there, but I mean, like I said, they're rescue turtles. And this one has ever so slight, you can't really see now, an ever so slight beginning of an ear abscess, which I'll have to look into if that gets any worse. I'm going to do my best to prevent it, give her clean water, good food, everything like that. And you can see she's in desperate need of a good shed. There's some like air bubbles trapped under her scoots, which means that she hasn't shedded for a while, which means she probably hasn't had good basking for a while. But luckily, these past week to week and a half that they've been here, they've just been basking like crazy, all of them. Here she is, real nice turtle, pretty small, but southern painted turtles are the smallest subspecies of all of the North American painted turtles. So she probably won't get a whole lot bigger than this. She probably gets to be about 6 inches, 6-7 inches. Right now she's around 4 to 4.5. Kind of a small turtle, but you kind of see that little ear abscess right there. Kind of a small turtle, but I'm super happy and super looking forward to keeping this turtle in the pond. And I'm actually contemplating, I'm going to do research to find out if she would be able to brumate in the pond as well. I know the Midland painteds can. I'm not sure about the southern painted turtles, if they can handle Ohio winters. But, I mean, I might consider giving it a shot. I have a yellow belly slider, red-eared slider interbred, which hibernated 2/3 of the winter. She was struggling a little bit at the end. I saw her basking and she got a little bit of a respiratory infection. So I brought her in, gave her some good UVB, gave her some food, and she's been great for the past 3 weeks. So that's good. Here's another turtle that I've never had before, but a lot of people do keep this turtle. It's pretty common in the pet trade. This is an African sideneck turtle, also known as an African mud turtle. I believe this is a western variety. There are different like subspecies of African sidenecks. I believe this is the western portion of them. Honestly, guys, I've never really thought about getting an African sideneck, but I really like this guy. There's just something about him. Their heads are really big. They have really like funny looking faces, which I really like. And they also have a hinge on the front here, so you can kind of do this. They're kind of like a box turtle, but just on the front of their plastron, just this section moves up and down. The rear here doesn't. Female as well, like I said. Pretty big, biggest turtle. Well, yeah, I'd say probably the biggest turtle I got out of the 6. This turtle for sure I'm keeping. I really like this turtle. It's just one of those turtles I never really considered getting, and once I got one, I don't know. I just found her intriguing. Really cool turtle. Again, gonna put her out in the big pond. African sideneck, aka African mud turtle. Most likely of the western variety, West African mud turtle, or African sideneck. Not a whole lot to say. She is actually in the best shape, I would say, out of all of them. She has a little bit of nicks in her shell right here, but these guys are super hardy to begin with, so, man, that probably sounds a little better. They're super hardy to begin with, so the less than ideal environment that these turtles were living in was probably not too big of a problem for her. Like the turtles that were a little more sensitive to water quality, like the wood turtle and the painted turtle, they kind of felt the heat of that environment a little better, or a little more than this turtle here. So we're going to go ahead and put her in. We have found all these turtles have eaten so far. All of these turtles have basked so far. And they're all doing great. And like I said before, this is not not a permanent enclosure. 100% temporary. Need to grab the other turtle here, the smallest out of all of them, which will be kind of a challenge to get. Let's do this. Here we go. All right. Dang it! I almost had it. So this is a turtle I have had before, and I'm sure you guys will be familiar with. I can't speak today. Mississippi map turtle, a little one, but to say the least, female. You can really see how the environment affected these turtles. This turtle was in a much less than ideal environment, because you can tell by the condition of the shell. You can see it's pretty flimsy here on these marginal scoots. That's not supposed to be like that. And she is shedding. As you can see, there's like the scoots peeling off. Well, you can tell that. The scoots are peeling off, which means that just like the painted turtle, she has not had a good bask in a long time. And her beak is actually kind of overgrown, which means that she hasn't eaten hard foods or anything like that for a very long time. You can see that how overgrown her beak is. Map turtles are supposed to have a large beak, but I've never seen one this small with a beak that large. So I might have to grab like a Dremel or something, shorten that up a little bit. It doesn't seem to affect her at all right now, but it could in the future. Not a whole lot to say about this turtle again. I mean, she's only about 2.5 inches, maybe 3 inches. I'm really happy to see that this shed is coming off. Get rid of those old nasty scoots. She has a little bit of like a calcium buildup on her shell right here. You see the plastron. We have some, looks like some kind of bacteria, probably just because this hasn't been shed. You can see how it's lifting up right there. When a scoot needs to be shedded, sometimes water will get in there, and it'll grow bacteria pretty much, and then make these little holes. So it's a good thing that she's shedding, which these basking turtles like maps and painteds, they can really suffer from that quite a bit. And there she is, Mississippi map turtle. I have another one, Hurricane. I was hoping this one was a male, but nope, just a female, which is perfectly okay. But here she is. She loves to bask, and we're gonna go ahead and put her back in the tank. There she goes. And we have 2 more turtles. Turtles that I know for a fact all of you guys are familiar with. I have 3 of them outside, but we're gonna go ahead and introduce them anyway. So here's one. Honestly, guys, okay, I've said this in the past. You know, I'm just gonna say it. I've said this in the past. If I ever keep a red-eared slider indoors year-round, call 911, because there's something going on up here. It's 100% fine to keep red-eared sliders indoors year-round. Personally, for me, it would not be wise of my space to keep red-eared sliders indoors, because I need the indoor space for the turtles, like the Reeves turtles and the northern diamondback terrapin and tortoises and everything. So it's not wise for me to use up the space for turtles that can stay outside. But until it's warm enough to introduce them, I can't put them in. They're 2 red-eared sliders. I'm sure you figured that out. They will be staying out in the pond year-round. I have 3 red-eared sliders out there right now, all of which have been rescues, all of which have perfectly acclimated to the natural weather cycle in Ohio. So I have no doubts that these guys will any differently. But here we are. They're super outgoing, as you can see. But yeah, we're gonna start off with this guy. You know what? I'll just grab them both. They are super similar. Bring them under the light. Their colors are very light colored, which could be lack of UVB, lack of nutrition, or it could just be their genetics, or a mixture of all of them. This one here, honestly, these guys are really pretty. I really like how they look. I wasn't sure about keeping both of them, but I think, you know what, I'm just going to throw them in the pond, and they'll live out there with Phelps and Sly and Sally, and they should do good out there. You can tell these guys have had a really... These guys aren't as old as they look. They're pretty big. You can tell because they're scoots. They're kind of lumpy, like you can see on this one. There's a big lump right here. I don't know if you can really tell that lump, but their shell's kind of lumpy, which means that they've been raised really fast. They've grown faster than the rate that they should have. I'll try to grab another turtle. Just grab Hurricane. So this is my female Mississippi map turtle. I've had her for 7 years. Here you see her shell, perfectly smooth, no lumps. This is what a turtle who's been on the correct diet looks like. There's no lumps in her shell, perfectly smooth, really beautiful. No scars, nothing. She's got some shed that she got to get off. That's why some scoots are different colors. But this is a nice, healthy turtle shell. And then you see these guys kind of lumpy. Kind of looks like there's a lot of texture to it, a lot of pyramiding. Not a lot, I should say. There's some. But these guys definitely had not shedded the amount that they should have. So, yeah. I mean, these are just 2 red-eared sliders. 2 females. So far, so good with all of these turtles. They all have acclimated well to their environment. Are eating the Zoo Med pellets like no one's business. And I'm super excited to get them all outside because I know that's what they all want. So I'm going to go ahead and take this time to thank you guys for watching, for making all this possible by watching my videos. If you're not a subscriber, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I know you hear that so much, but you really don't know the difference that subscribers make to smaller creators like myself, especially when YouTube decides to delete 9,000 of my subscribers. I'm still recovering from that. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If I have any questions, drop them down below. I will answer them to the best of my ability. Make sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.